direction. And basically this degeneracy, classical degeneracy, is not accidental because it's related to the symmetry of the Hamiltonian, and the symmetry is sliding symmetry. In a moment I will just explain what is the symmetry, and it's kind of gauge-like symmetry, and therefore for classical spin at c equals 0, this cannot be broken. Okay, so basically let me construct, looking to this degeneracy, let me construct one of the states. Let me satisfy all the z bonds. Basically I will be looking to the minimum of lambda z eigenmodes. So in this plot, so my z bond, nearest neighbor z bond, is my vertical bond, and my next nearest neighbor z bond is my horizontal bond. So I consider both coupling ferromagnetic K1 and K2, and basically I'm satisfying all these bonds. So I satisfy all the bonds on the nearest neighbor, and I satisfy all the bonds for the second neighbor. But because spins are classical, so the interaction, the coupling between these ladders are by x and y bonds, and basically for classical spins there is no coupling. And therefore I have a symmetry. Basically I can take any of these ladders and I can flip it, and the energy of the Hamiltonian will be the same. So I can flip all the yellow ladders and get the ferromagnetic state, which will also be the classical ground state, or I can take just one yellow ladder, flip it, and will be also ground state. So basically all the points laying on this QZ vector, this horizontal vector, will correspond to the classical ground state. So the classical order is nematic-like, but at c equals 0, it's all these states with ladders in z direction, x direction, and y direction. They're all degenerate among each other, and basically in the space of the classical ground space, they are also connected. This is just another example where I took all signs of interaction antiferromagnetic, but the story is the same. So my ladders are now antiferromagnetic, and basically I can flip one of the ladders or all of them. So classical states we studied by classical Monte Carlo. So at high temperature, what we see all this. So this is the structure factor obtained from classical Monte Carlo, and we see that at high temperature, all these lines are present. And basically, what happens is below a certain temperature, which we call nematic temperature, only one direction is chosen. So it's spontaneously chosen only one z ladders, x ladders, or y ladders, and basically you have nematic state. And of course, classically, you have, it's not a Kitai's liquid because it's a quantum state, but it's classically degenerate state, so you don't have even nematic order in the vicinity of Kitai point. So basically here, this direction corresponds to K1 interaction, and this one, vertical direction, corresponds to K2 interaction, cosine and sine. Okay, so then we look to the quantum K1, K2 model, and here the long-range magnetic order is actually possible due to quantum nature of the state, and actually the sliding symmetry is simply absent in the for quantum spin. The simplest way one can see it is looking to the state, looking to this coupling perturbatively, and one can see that these ladders, they are not coupled to the nearest neighbor, but they are coupled to the second ladder. And I will talk about this because it was similar calculation done by triangular lattice by George and by Adolphe Farbella. I will comment on this later. So basically, in our case, we have three types of processes. is the processes which involve only K2 interaction, the processes which involve K1 and K2 interaction, this green one, and probably you don't see, but this processes which involve only K1 interaction, and this interaction is like the same interaction are present in the original toric-like interaction in the Kitaev model. So basically what we did, we did a perturbation expansion. We first assumed that X and Y interactions are smaller than Z interaction, and we start from the state where basically all Z bonds are satisfied and see how this long-range magnetic order can happen. So X is smaller than 1. And once again, this is this three different processes. So the processes coming from this side is J1 effective coupling, and this is 2 effective coupling, this is the third effective coupling. Basically, and as I said, the same kind of coupling was obtained by George and by Adolfo for triangle line. What is important that this coupling actually choose the order according to the sign of K2 interaction, and it can be both ferromagnetic and antiferromagnetic, while the couplings which involve the mixed K1 and K2 interaction, you have to take all these terms into account, appears to be antiferromagnetic. This term, effective coupling 3, actually supports spin liquid. Historic term supports spin liquid. And that kind of term is present in the original paper by Alexei Kitaev. So, what are the competing phases? In fact, one can show that this coupling number J51 and J52, these first two couplings, they compete to each other. Because this coupling which involves only K2 interaction, if both K1 and K2 is antiferromagnetic, then it wants this spin and that spin to be antiferromagnetically coupled. But in this case, in order to satisfy all these interactions, basically these terms, so if effective coupling 1 is dominating, then this ladder coupled to that ladder are antiferromagnetic. If we consider that the second type of coupling is larger than the first one, then it prefers to couple the third neighbor in antiferromagnetic manner, and you see that this state and this state are two different states, because here the third neighbors are always ferromagnetic, while here they are antiferromagnetic. So there are some competing interactions. In order to see this, we just plot all these interactions. R here is the same X, so changing the notation. But in any case, what is important that in the vicinity of the Kitaev point, the largest interaction is this kind of flux interaction, this third interaction. While first interaction, coming only from K2 coupling, is dominating in the biggest part of the phase diagram, and it competes with with J2 interaction only in the vicinity of the Kitaev clique. So it's the question: is there 3 phases, or there are just 2 magnetic phases in each of the quadrants? Okay, so Ioannis did exact diagonalization, because from perturbation expansion we could not make a decision what we will get. Both cases were possible, but in the exact diagonalization studies which were done on the 32 side lattice and 24 side lattice, only one type of phase appears, so basically J1 type of effective coupling always meets. So this is the quantum phase diagram of K1, K2 model, and what we see that quantum spin liquid state in the vicinity of positive K1 and negative K1 is extremely fragile with respect to K2 interaction. And therefore, I think one of the reasons why sodium iodide is in the ordered phase, and it's probably deep in the ordered phase.
すみません。
Quantum liquid.